not everyone's going to understand the journey. It's much easier to hop on the train when the person has got 1 million followers and they are putting out dope content and they are doing brand deals with Disney. Like, of course, you're going to hop on the train at that point. It's much easier.
Yeah.
But the real ones hop on in the beginning. And you were speaking about like how, not everyone has that curiosity to go and watch the behind the scenes. I honestly believe that the people that do have that curiosity to watch the behind the scenes are the ones that have increased their likelihood of success exponentially compared to the person who doesn't.
Right.
Because you learn from watching stories and hearing the mindsets of those people. And we'll fast forward 5 years, 10 years from now and watch this back and compare to see where we are. And I'm telling you, there's going to be a difference. And there will be someone that watches this conversation 10 years from now that gets something from it. That's why it's important to document it, because like you said, we're busy building the series now.
Yeah.
When that series drops,
I don't know what you do. Because I also think, like, even if you look at, I think it's just unfair sometimes, like the amount of pressure we put on supporters, because, and I totally agree, it's just something that also just came up now. Like, we're obviously building this whole thing, but it's just like when you're getting your degree, or like when you, like, no one, you know what I mean? When you're becoming a doctor, those 7 years that you do, I just think you need to back yourself and people will back you back.
Yeah.
My favorite quote is, or currently my favorite quote, the world doesn't bet on talent, it bets on those who bet on themselves. And that's what essentially is.
I was having a conversation with some friends last night. We've been talking about how, like, apparently at UCT, there was this girl that used to just jam out by herself for like 4 hours.
Like just
all
alone.
They called her the jammy jolla.
Crazy.
And she'd just like jam out. She'd have her headphones on and just like
jam the whole time.
Dance, bro. And they were like saying like, yeah, nah, her dance moves actually weren't that good, even though she was dancing for so long. And then I was like saying like, was she committed to it? Because I feel like a dance move doesn't have to be good. If you are like fully committed to that dance move, people will go ham.
That's what
when you jump in the middle of the circle and pull it off. You just need to commit to it.
Give off, right?
Exactly, bro. And just to also segue what you were talking about in the last few points, you're speaking a lot about like the results speak for themselves, right? And that's and also like your experience in corporates,
right?
And how like the business side of it, it's like if you're not making money off of what you're doing, it's not sustainable.
Exactly.
It's just not going to work. And I think a lot of people struggle to get that. Like, being an entrepreneur who started, like, I've never worked in corporates. I've only been doing my own business since varsity.
That's great, bro. Shout out to you.
It's been hard, but I think it's given me a certain perspective on things. And what I've realized is like people that have that perspective understand the sustainability of things. I think it's a lot more difficult to understand the business sustainability of things when you are working the job side of things, because you're just getting the paycheck. Like,
and that's
but that paycheck comes from somewhere. Like, if you're not making the same amounts of what you've been paid, plus a little bit more, it's not sustainable for you to be in that company. Like, your days in that company are literally numbered. Because at some points, if that's happening like throughout the company in like a widespread way, the company eventually is going to die at some point. So I think a lot of people don't understand that, but like it's interesting to me that you brought that up. And for me, I think, I don't know, I want to ask you about it, but from what I understand from your journey is like you've gone independent. You was talking about how you're investing in getting your music mixed and mastered. And that costs money, you have invested in your craft, in your business. Like that's the way I feel
what it is.
It's literally a business. So you're building a business on the side of the work that you're doing. Like, what has the journey been like being independent?
Goodness, bro. It's good, bro. Like I'm saying, obviously that whole mentality of not trying to complain the whole time, but it is hard, bro. Like, and hard doesn't always mean negative. I just think the amount of hours that I also like put in now into the craft in general sometimes does take a toll, but like no one cares, bro, like in the most respectful way possible. And so the people I complain to is probably my brother and my manager, and then we keep it moving. And not to say I don't want my friends like to hear me complaining, but I'll probably get the same response that I probably would have gotten from Verge. Yo, dude, I'd like, you'll get there, bro. It's the same. So I know the answers. And I always say this, and it's something that I recently like thought of. People, you know, when people ask, what should I do? And they ask these motivational speakers and whatnot. I think all of us deep down inside know exactly what to do.